career scientist. I'm a wool textile physicist. My background is in research, studying the wool fibre, but more broadly wool production. The health possibilities of wool are clear. 30 years of research around the world has shown that the unique temperature and moisture management ability of wool, which relates to its unique chemistry and its physical structure, are beneficial to sleep. Starting from the initial studies with infants and with adults sleeping on wool underlays in hospitals, in neonatal units, through to the more detailed studies using mannequins, for example, that have been conducted around the world, and the current studies that we have underway looking at sleepwear. A consistent pattern has emerged over 30 years about the importance of this simple fibre choice in influencing the conditions for the sleeper and therefore the quality of the sleep that they enjoy. Look, one of the things that very few people realise, and it's not commonly known or certainly appreciated, is that most of the widely used textile fibres in bedding or comforters vary enormously in their ability to handle moisture, to handle temperature change. And it can have an enormous impact on the quality of your sleep or the quality of your partner's sleep. And if your bedding is unable to adapt to the differing needs, not only during the night, but also the differences between the left and right side of the bed and who's in it, well then you can find that one person has a great night's sleep, the other person has a terrible night's sleep. It's because the bedding is incapable of adapting to the needs of the sleeper. The current research through the University of Sydney is generating findings consistent with the results of the previous 30 years. And that is that if you sleep in or under wool, then you have more total sleep time, you fall asleep faster. You have more of the all-important deep sleep, the health regeneration sleep. You come out of the sleep less often, and so you end up with a greater total sleep time. It's kind of interesting because there are some countries around the world where people don't understand or are unfamiliar with the concept of sleeping on wool, or what we call an underlay. In some markets, people don't understand what that actually is. They never experience the product. But do you know it's one of the most powerful pieces of evidence about the value of sleeping on wool, or wool affecting positively sleep outcomes. This goes back, you go back to the initial work of Scott and the co-researchers at Uni of Leeds with newborn infants. And they were looking at the benefit of sleeping on a wool underlay. What they found was that these little tiny vulnerable newborns who have trouble regulating their temperature and humidity, and they've gone from a very warm environment, protected environment, to this totally new environment. They sleep longer, they cry less, and so on. It was an amazing discovery by those scientists. They couldn't believe it. But it's been replicated in other studies in other countries and around the world. Now, the old saying is that to make wool, it takes sunlight, grass and water. And that's increasingly important to consumers nowadays. And with all the science and all the technology and the thousands of scientific papers, the great irony is that consumers increasingly want to know that simple fact that nature has provided.